Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be sharing a weekly vlog with you. I've been really torn lately about doing day in the lives or just a vlog of the day because first of all, our days are just basically the same. So there's occasional things here and there that are added in, but a lot of times it's just the same type of stuff. We sit down, we do homeschool. There's really not a whole lot new necessarily to show you. And so I'm always like, well, this is kind of just repetitive and boring, but then also it's a lot of work in one day for me to have to remember to film all that kind of stuff while I'm also trying to do schoolwork. So I watched Jessica Braun here on YouTube, and I actually really like that she does a weekly vlog. And I am not going to put out a vlog every single week because I just am not going to be able to do that. I can't remember if she does that for sure, but when she does put out a vlog, it's of like a week's period of time. And so that's basically what I'm going to try to do every once in a while. So you can get a glimpse into our life, whether it's our homeschool life, whether it's mom life. The next month, it's gonna be a little bit more of organizing and trying to get a few things done before I have ankle surgery. So there might be a variety of things in the video. So that's what we're gonna start doing. And if you like them, remember to give them a thumbs up, comment, let me know, because then I will know that I can make more of them and that you guys are enjoying them. So I'm gonna start this vlog right here and tell you what you're going to see next, and then there'll be a few other clips of just things throughout the week that I had been up to. But I really wanted to clean my storage room, and it's not a complete mess. Most people will look at it and be like, this isn't even messy, but to me it is messy because I'm just very meticulous about things. And so I wanted it to be a little bit cleaner and organized, and some things had just gotten thrown in there, and I wanted them to have a spot and also go through like all my home decor and stuff and be honest with myself about what I'm actually using and what I'm not, and just keep it as like small and minimal as possible. And well, maybe not as possible, but possible for me and what I like, you know. So that's what you're going to see next, is me showing you the storage room, cleaning it, and going through boxes. And this takes about a week's period of time just because I have limited time. And then you'll see kind of the finished results. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that because that's what's coming next. And then there'll be some other things for you to see from the week. And yeah, hopefully you like these. Again, it's a different style, but I really enjoy watching her weekly vlogs. I enjoy daily ones too, but it's just not something that I am capable of doing right now. And again, our days are just the same. It'd just be seeing the same things all the time. So I was trying to show you some maybe different things that my kids do or that I do throughout the week, so you can see what our life looks like from that perspective, I guess. So I'm gonna roll the footage of me cleaning the storage room, and then you'll see some other fun things from the week. Okay, so here is the dungeon. I'm gonna give you a quick little preview, and then I'll just start to work on a few little things and sections. This is the side I'm mostly gonna be working on. This side has food storage type stuff. So over here is diapers, 72-hour kits. I still need to make one for my baby, so hopefully we'll do that soon. And these shelves, I wouldn't say they're an absolute mess, but as we've gotten some new things, or more like paper towels or more baggies or different things, that just kind of get stuffed wherever there's room instead of having it sort of organized. These bins down here have some crafts I've been working on. These ones have some homeschool stuff. So I just want to go through and be kind of brutally honest with myself and get rid of stuff we just aren't going to use, that I'm not using now and that I'm not going to use. So like this seat was extra, and we didn't end up using it. Amazon said we didn't need to return it. So I might see if someone in our neighborhood needs it, that sort of thing. And then over here, it's a little bit darker in this corner. This is, it's a dungeon down here, is all like our decor type stuff. And then a few other random, like this has snow clothes in it. And then this one has baby stuff that I've been storing, but also just some canvas pictures that I started putting in there because I'm going to take the baby stuff out. But there's some Christmas bins. There's spring, there's fall. I try to just have one bin per season. And then I have a miscellaneous one. But as you can see, like this is a craft I made that's spilling over. We didn't put away some Easter stuff we just barely used this week. This is a sign I don't think I want to keep. These are some things I do want to keep, but I didn't have a spot for them when I moved them from upstairs. This is homeschool curriculum for this next year. And again, these are some clothes I need to give to my sister-in-law that my toddler has grown out of. So there's just so much miscellaneous, and I don't like it. I can't handle it. I need it to be like in a spot and organized. So I'm going to go through and just, again, try to be brutally honest with myself. I'll organize this side a little bit, but there's really not too much to be done. I've organized it somewhat recently. Like I said, it's mostly food. And the only other things that are kind of a mess is just some of the extra stuff that's sitting up here, which is snacks and cereal. There is a space for this chicken broth down here. But most of the other stuff, there isn't too much space. So I probably won't do a whole lot to this side. It's mostly the other side, going through all the bins and getting rid of stuff. I have a box ready to put stuff in. So let's start working on it. Okay, so here is the storeroom. It's mostly complete. We'll also have to finish a few things, but I think it's mostly done. So like I said, this side wasn't very messy to begin with. I organized a few things up here. Some of those oatmeals were up on top of the freezer, so I put them over there and then just cleaned it up a little bit so it looked nicer. And then this side is where I spent most of my time. Well, I'm running into the freezer. This took several days, mostly just because of kids. I only had small windows to work in. So on this side is most of my decor, and I try to just keep one box per season, except Christmas. Christmas has a lot. But this is kind of how it went. It's so dark in here. It's kind of a mess of boxes just because these shelves don't fit. I wish it would fit all these types of bins, 4 in a row, but they're not quite long enough to do that. So I just have kind of mix and match. And some of these taller bins are nice, actually, because they hold bigger signs or pictures and stuff like that. So anyway, I have our Christmas trees up here. This is a smaller one. This is our normal big one. There's a few random camping things over there. And then Christmas box. And then there's 2 Christmas boxes down here. And then this box is just a memories box. So it has stuff from me and my husband from high school mostly, or some of it's probably a little bit younger than that. But this was my best way of storing all that stuff. So we've had that for a long time. And then spring, summer, and then this is miscellaneous. So anything that decor wise, if I can talk, anything decoration wise that doesn't really fit into a season or can be used for multiple seasons is in that box. And then I have fall. And then This one down here is winter. And this one is actually sort of fall because I love fall. So I have the most decorations for that. But then it's also some crafts that I haven't finished. So there's a bunch of like wood projects in this one and a few wood projects in the winter one that I need to work on. And so I just kind of put them in there. That's where they fit the best. And then these two bins, these are from Amazon and I actually really like them. Here's the front. They have zippers on the front and on the top of them up here. And these ones just have pillows in them. I brought them from another closet. I can show you in a minute because I wanted more room in that closet for games. So those fit there. This stuff was already the same. I kept our Ninja Creamy box just in case I have to return it to Costco. And so that's sitting there empty. But then this is part of our like 72-hour kit, emergency kits right here, and then a tent. And then most of this stuff, well, I guess half of it maybe. Ugh, this freezer. I can run into it. There's not a whole lot of space in here when I'm driving to film and I don't have a wide lens. So this is what we get. This is mostly homeschool stuff. And like I said, maybe it's kind of half and half. It's kind of half home, like toiletry things, I guess. I don't even know if that's what you would call them, and then half homeschool. So over here, this is homeschool. Some of this is more preschool stuff that we're not really using right now. So it's up there. This is some extra books and like some geography curriculum we're not using, some scripture stuff we're not using, at least not right now. So it's just sitting there. This is also homeschool stuff. So these are some like reading type stuff for like first, kindergarten, that kind of pre-K, I don't know, all those kind of things. There's a box back here you can't really see that has a bunch of crafts that I mostly have gotten from Michael's, maybe some from like Hobby Lobby. This is our Exploring Technology box for our My Tech High, our charter that we belong to. So I just have all the stuff we've got in there. So there's our 3D pens, some building things. So that's what's in there. And then this is also homeschool stuff, this bin. Both of them used to be. I split it up. I took out all the, because I kind of just put storage containers in this one that I wasn't using for homeschool anymore. And so I put the storage containers all in this like purple box and put all the homeschool stuff here. And I did have a list inside this box to let me know what was in it. But I decided, let me squat down, it would be easier if I just wrote it on the outside, because then I don't have to open the box and I can just easily see real quick what's in there. So that's what that page is that, so I can see what's kind of supplies that I have. And then what else do we have over here? So this is some curriculum for next year. That box will be gone pretty soon because we'll be switching out curriculum. So there's only a few things in there, so I just put it up there. And then, like I said, we have paper towels, sort of toiletry, sort of kitchen, like storage, just extra supplies, an air conditioning filter right here, diapers, and then this bin has snow clothes. It used to be over by the craft stuff, and I moved it to this shelf and left it on the bottom because when it is snowy weather, my kids need to be able to reach it. So that's there. And then this box has, I was storing clothes for my little kids that I wasn't using anymore. And then I'd give them to people when they needed them. But I'm mostly out of a lot of that kind of stuff. So this one has some like old canvas pictures that I had printed. And I didn't want to get rid of them. So I was like, okay, this bin, again, is very tall and very long. I think it's just from Walmart. And these ones are like Sam's Club or Costco type bins. And then this one's from Walmart. So it just has pictures in it, mostly. And then some clothes that I'm going to give to a friend. Some like baby girl clothes. And over here, so these are things I'm getting rid of. I have more stuff in the garage. I might bring the stuff from the garage down here because our church is having like a thrift swap. I don't know what it's called, but you know, you can set out all your junk and people can go through it and decide if they want it. And then if they don't, they'll take it to its Desert Industries, which is like, why can't I, Goodwill. It's like the Goodwill. and stuff. So they're going to take it to the Goodwill afterwards if nobody wants it. So I have more bins in the garage, but my toddler keeps getting into them. So maybe I'll bring them down here. And then I mentioned 72-hour kits. I haven't done one for my baby yet. Maybe we'll do that in a different video where I get the supplies and stuff. I need to get her a backpack and just usually if I have bigger clothes already for her, I'll just put those in because then hopefully by the time we switch it out, she'll fit in the bigger clothes. And so then I don't have to be buying a whole bunch of stuff, or I'll just buy bigger clothes that she could wear in 6 months when we switch it out. So anyways, I'll kind of go through that process when I get to it. But those, nothing changed right here. They're all just still the same. And so those are them, whatever. They do need to be changed out. The food needs to be changed out. But again, maybe in another video, I'll show you us doing that. But this is the storage room. I feel very accomplished to have this done. It makes me feel happy inside for it to be a little bit more organized and put together. Okay, and then for any of you wanting to see the closet I talked about, sorry, the lighting in this hallway is horrendous. It just, there's no winning. I'm backlit by the bathroom light. So anyway, I had those other 2 bins were on this shelf. See how there's 3 up there? So there was 3 right here, but since we had some more board games upstairs from Easter, and our closet in our homeschool room was getting a little full, I was like, okay, let's try to move everything around so it's not so crowded. So these 2 shelves were puzzles and games, and then there's a few games down here. This is full of journals. If you've seen my journaling videos, that's what's in there. It's extremely heavy and full of so many journals. So anyways, that's that bin. But I moved the puzzles up, except for these ones. I moved those puzzles up and then kind of organized the games a little better and put some of the new ones in here as well. So that's where those other bins came from that are now in the storage room. All right, I thought I'd say hi for a second. My husband just took our 5 older kids to the library. So every 2 weeks, usually on Wednesdays, it's time for library books to be returned. And I've mentioned a few times that I don't really like going to the library. I love books. I just don't like going to the library and taking all my kids. And so it's something that he does. And right now we actually are going to 2 libraries. We have our like more close-knit community one for our little city we live in. But then there's another one that's bigger and it's brand new that is for the bigger city that we live close to. And so we used our charter to buy a pass to that one because it's not just, oh, if you live in this area, you get to go. If you live in the county, no, there's a lot of them you have to pay for. So they're doing that today. They're going on a little journey. And I think that the bigger library had little cards they could fill out for their reading. And they get like, what is it, a gift certificate, I guess, to In-N-Out for like a burger. So they might do that too and grab burgers for lunch because it's about 11:15. So sometimes during this time I will film if I have things I need to film, and I do today. But I have a little friend today. She's not taking a nap right now. Sometimes she is sleeping right now and sometimes she's not. And so if she is sleeping, I will film. If not, then I'll just wait until after lunch when she is napping, because she's at a stage where she's pretty noisy in the background and stuff. And so if I'm doing sit down videos, I don't really want her to be like pounding on stuff and everything. So I have everything set up to film. I'm just waiting until they're both in bed, my toddler and her. And if she possibly goes to bed before they get home, maybe I'll try to film something. But if not, we're up here hanging out in my toddler's room. I got her some toys. She might be trying to go to the bathroom. We'll see. Her face is getting a little red. But I thought I'd just share with you, this is how my schedule goes. Some days, you know, I schedule the things I'd like to get done that day, but it can't always get done at a time that I want it to get done, because it just kind of depends how the flow of the day goes. And so I just have to make sure that I'm flexible enough that I can change things. Hi, what you doing? And so that's kind of where we're at today. You know, it's like, oh, it didn't work out and he didn't take her. Sometimes he would take her with him, but I think because it's a bigger trip and they have more things to do, sometimes it's a little harder to take a baby in and out of all the places. So she is here hanging out with me. So we're readjusting and doing some other things at the moment. I have a bunch of stuff on the bed. Sorry, I'm gonna tip the camera over. You see it as you tip over? Anyways, so I have a stack of like my planners, my video planner, and a book that I'm reading. I just started it and already such a good one. I'll be reviewing it probably at the end of this month. And so I really like it. It's a book club book. So I don't know if I'll be going to book club or get it read before book club, but that's what that is for. And so I might just read, but I also have a few things I wanted to look over in my planning and then pens to mark the book. And I have my computer here so that I have some things I can edit. So we'll see if that's what we do. Like I said, I have lots of options. So I'm just going to go through my planner and kind of evaluate maybe what I think has the highest priority and also what I can get done while I'm here with her. And, you know, she's gonna want some attention here and there anyway. So, yeah, but that's kind of where we're at. So that's a glimpse into real life over here that we're just constantly readjusting and figuring out what works best. And sometimes in the day that I plan stuff, I can't even get any of those things done that day. So that's just the way it goes. I try to be flexible. It's really hard for me. My personality is not a very flexible one. So I try to be flexible and work with it, and try also something that helps me to make it easier to be flexible is to not have it have to be done that day. You know, if I plan far enough ahead, then it's like, oh, I have plenty of time. Okay, so if it doesn't get done this particular day, there's still plenty of time to get it done. And it's not like an emergency or something like that, right? So that's kind of how I try. I try to plan ahead. And then there's also a lot of things I just want to get done. They don't have to get done that day. And so I try to remind myself, it's okay if this thing doesn't get done. It's just something you wanted to do. So I kind of have to talk myself through that, because it's not always super easy for me to just be like, ugh, I want to get on my checklist, but kids don't always adhere to a checklist. So that's not always the way it goes. So I'm going to get some work done right now while they're gone for maybe an hour or more, and see what I can get done with her, is because she might not be happy or she might be happy. We'll see. What you doing? She loves seeing the baby on the screen. It's like her favorite. Yeah, what is that? Do you see the baby? All right, so I got through my planners and stuff like that. Since I am having ankle surgery, I've been trying to pre-film a lot and just make sure all my ducks are in a row so I don't have to really worry about much while I'm recovering from surgery. So I went through and just reevaluated my timeline again. I already a few weeks ago had written out everything, but things changed a little bit. So I was just making sure that me and my planners were all on the same page. And now I'm editing a video, curriculum videos. Those will be coming out in May, so you can look forward to that. I'm trying to get those all edited, and then just enjoying this little this little girl. Like I said, every time I turn the camera on and she can see the baby or me, maybe it's me, I'm not really sure. There's other times I've turned it on though and it's been lower, and so it probably was just her. Like, she can't really see me and she's beyond excited. So I think she's very, very excited to see the baby on the screen. So I'm gonna get this video edited and then we'll see where we're at. If we do some reading now, I will read later for sure if I don't, but I was just trying to see if I get extra reading in this morning. So that's kind of where we're at so far. Okay, I finished editing that video. It's been about an hour, not quite. I think it's been about, I don't know, 50 minutes maybe. I'm not quite sure when my family will be back. I think my husband has to be back before 1 because he has a phone call or something. So anyways, I'm gonna go, I think she needs her diaper changed, so we're gonna go do that and then get some lunch and have her go down for a nap. And then, yeah, we didn't get to reading, but it wasn't something that I really wanted to do at this moment. Like, you know, I could read. I like to read, but it was fine that we didn't. So I think we're going to go do lunch and then we'll see where we're at from there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a glimpse into how I try to be a little productive or get some work done throughout the day. Okay, I wanted to share something with you that I've been enjoying for lunch, and it's air fried potatoes. And I'll have a salad with it too. I have a chicken salad made, so that's what I'm gonna have. But I'm just gonna cut these into chunks. And this is about a serving size for me. It's close maybe to 145 grams. This is the last of the potatoes I had, so it might not be quite as much as I usually do, but it's close enough. So I'm just gonna cut them into little dices, not teeny dices, but reasonable sized chunks, you know, and then I'll put them in this bowl and put some olive oil on them and some salt and garlic powder and Italian seasoning. You can kind of, you know, do whatever you want. You could also, yeah, are you talking to us? You could put Parmesan cheese on them if you want. Like, there's a lot of options of how you could season them. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll pull out the air fryer, and I usually cook them about 400. She ran out of food, so she's mad. Around 400 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. It just kind of depends. Mine usually are closer to done around 15 minutes. Like, I'll put them on for 5 to 10 and then mix them around and then turn them on again until they're the crispness you want them to be. And then I just put a little bit of ketchup and mustard. I don't like straight ketchup. It's too sweet for me, so I'll put a little bit over the top and have it with my salad. Hopefully you can hear me over the air fryer. So this is my salad. It's almost to the end of it, but it's a chicken pickle salad from Lily Eats and Tells. And I think this one's on our blog. Some of them are only on her meal plan and stuff, but this one I believe is on her blog, not in her recipe books or anything. So I'm just gonna scoop some out here. It's about like 230 to 260 grams is usually what I do, which might be, it's kind of awkward because it's like there's only this much left, but that's about the serving size. So maybe I'll eat something else with it tomorrow as well so that I get all the food I need for lunch. And here is my delicious plate of food. I haven't put ketchup on this or mustard yet, but I'm so excited. I'm so hungry. Excited to dig into it. So I'll link the recipe below. Like I said, I believe it's on her blog for this salad. And then I already showed you how to make the potatoes, and so you should try it out because it's really quite yummy. All right, it's a new day and I am trying to wrap some presents. These birthdays aren't for a while, but again, I'm trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done so that I don't have to worry about it when I can't walk very well and all that kind of stuff, and just easily go around and do stuff. So here we are. I was gonna do this yesterday, which was part of the video, the clip you saw right before this was yesterday, but I didn't get to it. Our night ended up being crazier than I expected, just all the things. So it just didn't happen. So we're gonna do it today. I have this wrapping paper I grabbed out of our laundry room before I put my baby to sleep. So I'm just gonna see, I think it's big enough for most of these. And all these, well, and not all of them. These ones I have not shown you before, but these over here that I'm wrapping for my almost 11-year-old, I showed you in my summer haul video. So if you want to know a little bit more maybe about them, I might talk a little bit about them here, but mostly if you want to know, you'll have to go watch that video. So first of all, I said I wasn't going to talk about him, but I am going to talk at this one because I mentioned in that video I wanted to make sure that the glass in this wasn't broken, but I didn't have scissors at that time to look at it. So we're going to do that now and just make sure that it looks okay. Again, since the birthday's still a little ways away and the return window would probably be closed, so I want to make sure that I don't need to return it. So even though it's kind of annoying to have to like unbox the whole thing to figure that out. So let's see here. It seems like it's pretty well packaged, but oh, look, it's so cute. It's supposed to be what does it even say it is supposed to be? I don't remember. I think on the Amazon site it tells you a little bit more, but I feel like it could be for crafts or pencils or things like that. So this is like a little mosaic. So you put mosaic around the outside of it and then fill it kind of like you would grout. I'm not sure what it's called for mosaic type stuff, but so that looks good. Everything looks good. So now we can try to put it back together, you know, how things go back together after they don't go back together. That's the thing, they don't. So I'm gonna try to do that, and then I'm gonna start wrapping these presents. Success! We did it. It was a little tricky, but we got it. So I think these sheets are pretty big. I actually like these sometimes better than the roll paper because they're already just ready to go. I'm trying to think of the best, which way is this gonna fit? I think, So yes, I like that I can just grab them and go. It just makes it so much easier for me. But they are more expensive. But also if you're trying to get stuff off of Amazon, I think this is like one of the better options personally. So that's what I like to use. But anyway, so I'm gonna wrap this one up. I was trying to think of, I'm like, is there stuff I want to talk about while I do this, or do you just want to watch me? I'm like, I don't even know for sure what even to talk about. I guess you can let me know if I am doing like weekly vlog type stuff. Let me know what you would like to see the most. Would you like me to try to do more homeschool stuff? Or like just what I'm doing throughout the day, which all these things might be really boring to be honest. But yes, any of those things, if you have any ideas, suggestions, I'd love to hear so that I could know what you're most interested in. And then, yeah, I think that's all I had to say about that. But I do have something to say about this tape. So I bought all this tape off of Amazon that was like cheaper or something to refill this dispenser. Well, it's super annoying tape, like so annoying. It just doesn't tear very easily. I think like if I hit this one point of this, it will tear, but I don't know. It's so annoying. It just won't tear easily. So anyways, it drives me a little bit crazy, but I think I figured out the best place to tear it, so that works. And you know, now I just have bucket loads of tape that I have to get through because I'm like, oh, just buy more tape. But I'm like, oh, I have to finish this off first. I don't want to just waste it all. So here we are now going through lots of tape. Well, we're not going through lots of tape. I have lots of tape to go through, so hopefully we'll get through it before I go crazy with how it doesn't tear well at all. So we'll see. But I think I'm going to just wrap these, and if I have thoughts pop in, I'll pop back on here, but it will go much faster if I'm not talking to you. And you know, I have little kids and things to do, so I only have so much time today. Okay, I got these ones wrapped for her, and then I have a few more. So these ones I did not show in that summer haul video. Let me set these down on the ground. But I had mentioned they were coming in the mail. So this is the yarn for the woobles. And then these are like little place markers because you're crocheting in a round. And so sometimes like you need to be able to mark your spot or else you won't know where you are. So I got her those as well. So that's what I'm going to wrap now. This is my very sophisticated wrapping. You know, I could have like put them in a box or something, but you know, this is fine. It's like all squished up at the bottom. It could have made it a little longer or whatever, you know, if I had more paper and done it with ribbons, you know, like a little Tootsie Roll looking thing. Do you guys like doing Tootsie Roll things? I used to do that all the time, but I don't like doing it anymore. It's just extra work. So I just kind of squish the bottom and tape it together, and that works just as well. So anyways, that's how we're, I just don't really care, and I don't have time. Maybe if I wanted to make time for this, I could, but I don't care enough to have my time spent on making the wrapping paper look really nice. So they're just gonna rip it open, so why does it even matter? So this is what we're doing. All right, I'm impressed with myself. I got them all in the same wrapping paper. Used every last sheet of that kind. So I'm going to wrap these now. So these are for my baby. Her birthday is not till August, but I saw these and I was like, I'll just get them now and wrap them and have them all ready to go. So this is like a wood counting carrots game. So right now, since she'll just be one, she's just gonna chew on them, but eventually it'll be able to be more productive, which is what I liked about him. And then there's this one too. This one, I think this is like the older, they had several different versions for different levels. And this was an older level. And then this one, at least I think, this says, yeah, because this says 18 months on and this says 6 months plus. So this comes with some different vegetables that they can put on this little farm. And so again, she'll like chewing on them, but she also is one that's just, she's much calmer than my toddler. So she might actually enjoy just sitting there and doing an activity like that instead of like him. He's just barely at almost 2.5, starting that, stuck together, starting to enjoy sort of sitting still. So I'm like, I think she might like to actually sit down and do activities where he was just 100 miles an hour all the time. So, and that's all I got her. She's just little. I'm like, obviously clothes are always a good option at that stage just because they always need clothes. And we already have so many other toys for my older kids. So I'm like, I don't feel like she needs anything else. So these were just something different. I think they were on sale as well. So I just bought them and figured that we just had them already. And one less thing again for me to worry about. So there you go. And that's a wrap. See what I did there? I'm not funny. So anyways, I got those all wrapped. So I feel good about that. One less thing to worry about on my list. So check that off. Done.